to everyone. It's Ada from Poison Rock, and finally, I have the pleasure to have with me ARV, the band, of course. First, before starting to ask the most common question, how ARV started, how we ended up to the first full length, congratulations, the 2nd of May release, Curse and Courage. I want to ask you a little bit about your own personal musical journey. So both of you, of course, introducing yourself, what do you do in the band, but also who are you like before being in ARV, what were your influences, and just a small journey.
Yeah. Okay, I'm Fredrik. I'm the vocalist, so I sing in ARV. Yeah, my journey has been long, as all of us have. I'm from the north of Norway, and from the hardcore metal communities in the north of Norway. We played more like the hardcore side of what we play now in ARV for a long time, and yeah, really influenced by actually the Swedish metal and hardcore bands like Refused and Cult of Luna and Sheet System and bands like that. So it's fun now to kind of try to mix a little bit more of the metal.
Yeah, exactly.
Also the Swedish metal scene into the kind of Norwegian, Scandinavian hardcore vibes. Yeah.
Okay, so we have first you, Fredrik. Dan, it's your turn.
Yeah, my name is Bjarne, and I'm the drummer.
Okay.
Been playing in ARV for 3 years. Yeah, and the band has been around for 4 years, so it's a pretty new band. I also come from the hardcore scene.
Okay.
I'm from the southern parts of Norway, Trysil, which is a ski resort.
Wait, Trysil? It's with a Y. I had an offering job from the winter season.
You did?
I'm crazy. Yeah, I know. I'm applying for all winter season in Norway. Yeah.
But you didn't go?
No, it's for this winter, 2025. Yeah. I had to contact them in September, and then there was Trysil. It's a beautiful town. It's really beautiful, and I chose that one. Yeah. Sorry, it's the first time I heard that. I'm like, okay, fine. I know someone from the.
The world is pretty small, so now we're at Trysil. Yeah. Now we do some commercial for Trysil as well, which is a great ski resort. No, I'm just kidding. It is. Yeah, I come from the hardcore scene. Yeah, the influences is David Sandström is a drummer in Refused, which is creative and kind of pushing the genre with especially Shape of Punk to Come, which is a legendary album. But also influenced by Dave, the drummer in Russian Circles, Brown Daler, Mastodon, obviously. We have a unique approach to drumming, like creative and kind of blending more with the guitarists and the melodies. It's a different way of playing the drums. So
I mean, especially in any instrument and in any vocal skill, there are a wide range of different way of playing, but especially with the drum, you can cover a lot of I think with the voice, a lot of genre, a lot of tempo, a lot of, like I said, can go from the fusion to the, I don't know, folk, anything. But it's the first time that I'm interviewing that I heard about hardcore scene in Norway. I heard everything about folk. It's a folk everywhere because of Midgårdsblot everywhere. But I want, because you mentioned this hardcore scene in Norway, because I think it's a DIY hardcore scene, so something more like a suburban culture, like underground culture.
Yeah.
And how did you guys bring ARV to be outside? Because of course you guys started somewhere, and especially you, Fredrik, is the same. It's I think 4 years, the 5 years band out there. So to be out with full length. I think there must be also some EP recorded, or you went straight forward with the full length and also started.
Yeah, ARV released an EP 2 years ago also.
Okay.
So yeah, we started 5 years ago.
Okay.
Rehearsing and making songs and finding our own tune. But yeah, like you mentioned, the hardcore scene in Norway and how we kind of gather around that. Norway is very small, but we have different hardcore scenes around the country. But it's still we're connected. Everyone knows each other, so that's kind of how we met too. It's people move to the capital, Oslo, sometimes, and then we met and we gathered. So someone knows someone, and then
and the hardcore scene has maybe been the little brother of the black metal scene, which is really famous out in the. But the hardcore scene is more like DIY, small, like most hardcore scenes, I guess, like pretty small and but the black metal from Norway is what is known. So I think a lot of bands are kind of blending the kind of black metal-ish things into both rock and punk hardcore. So bands like Sibir, Feral Nature, which is band people should check out if they want to. And of course, ARV.
Yeah, I think music. I mean, by now, for as far as I can see, like Norway has a big, like a complete, it's like under musical culture. Okay, it's well known for black metal. Let's say it's that were started basically. But as well as we can see also the folk scene, if we want to see, let's say, the modern folk scene, the dark folk. But at the moment, there are many other genres around it. Let's never forget it. And many good bands around it as well. And it's not only folk and black. I mean, come on. Let's and I'm a big fan of the folk music. But also like it's written, I hate labeling band and say you are hardcore, you're that. But as a label, put it or Spotify, so just they put together with ARV, also with hardcore, also post metal. So what bring the post metal element into the hardcore sound? It was something that you chose at the beginning, or that came out throughout with years of writing?
I think maybe it's some of the melodic parts, and we always try to make the songs kind of longer and do part like from the post metal, like doing this part of the song we can drag out and play longer, which is not where it's a different approach than the hardcore when it's, or the punk songs, which are 2 minutes and we're done.
It's a little bit,
But also the influences in both sound and rhythms, drumming, like I mentioned, Russian circles, which is I'm really fan of both the drum and bass things, which the best in the business, in my opinion. So both sound and playing influences from post metal, I guess.
So I agree. It's the genre thing to put a stamp. We try not to do it ourselves, but apparently we did. And the hardcore genre is to me at least like it started out as punk, and maybe if you look at hardcore as just a more extreme punk, it's about rebellious people wanting to do something else. But now more maybe the genre is more about what kind of music we play and not like where we come from and what we want to play. Hard to explain, but
and the DIY stuff, which has been a big part of the scene, is something that we do now, like recording some stuff ourselves, of course writing all the stuff ourselves, but we also like doing the visual stuff like the artwork we've done ourselves, the music video.
You did things by yourself then.
Yeah, so it's cool to kind of have everything in-house or in the band, so we can just be creative with the product.
Because
Yeah.
I think once you have this soul of the DIY, do it all yourself, you're gonna keep it, even if you have maybe a better mastering, a better equipment with the years, with your changing. Or maybe you can have someone doing your artwork, but at the end you have always gonna have the soul of the DIY. That's who you are at the end. So you have maybe I want to record it that way, I want to do it myself. No, please don't do my artwork, I'm gonna do it myself. That's the thing. And also just for say, because it's also it seems nice to just introduce the other musician in ARV, because I think it's just to mention and give a shout out to them, because otherwise people think, wait, it's a voice and drum.
Yeah, so it's Jens who plays the bass guitar.
Yeah,
which is from from the southern parts of Norway. Almost Denmark.
Yeah. Okay.
And DIY wise, he's a photographer, so then we have someone on the inside that can do things DIY for us like that. So different resources. So Jens is kind of that resource. Plus, of course, being a good bass player.
Yeah, that's the main reason why he's in the band, not because of the cameras. So
it's all in the family. It's all in the family.
And there's Christian and Marius, which are the guitarists. And they are from northern parts of Norway, an island called Andøya, which is probably most known for their space station.
Yeah, they have some military stuff there.
Yeah.
But it's a nice place to. Yeah, so they are from. I'm from Bodø, from the north, from a city, but from a really small place with a lot of weather and storms and snow and no summer almost, because it's just hard.
Summer? I'm in Sicily. Do you want some summer?
Yeah.
I would like to have some snow. It's too warm.
And as I said, the artwork is done ourselves, and you said Sicily. The photos are from Taormina, and
okay, how that connection with Taormina? That's cool.
Yeah, so from a small pizza shop up on the hill down by the church, there's a wall. When I was there, this could make some. So I took a photo, and that's become the artwork.
Next time I'm gonna send you some photo from Sicily then, and you can use it as. You can tell me, look, I like that. See that monument, that wall, that thing. Where is it? Okay, I'm gonna send you and drop some photo.
Yeah.
Or cannolo. You can use a cannoli, just as a dessert. Pizza, straightforward the pizza. But okay, coming back to the serious matters. Of course, there is always a point that you mentioned before. There was already an EP from ARV. There was the moment that you choose to move with a full-length release. Say, okay, this is the time that we want to go with a full-length release, and I don't want to say turning point, just kind of be more serious in the scene. But you are because you are going more outside in the music scene. You are more seen. There are, I guess, live shows. Maybe festival will come also, or there are. So where there was this point that you chose to just, say, okay, let's go.
Yeah, I think that every band wants to release an album, and that's kind of the joy of kind of writing the songs, putting it together, and having more time. And kind of which is fun creative wise, and kind of have more than 3 songs and putting together a full-length album.
It's a journey, of course. We're not a new band, but sometimes it takes time to find the 5-piece band and not 5 pieces together. So that's kind of why we started with the EP. then we had fewer songs to kind of perfect into what we wanted, and then out of that we can experience things about the band as a whole, and then create an album that is more like a statement.
Okay, a statement. How? Like this is us. This is our Course and Courage.
Yeah.
It's our sound.
Yeah, at least right now. That's the fun
Of
part.
course.
So now when we make new songs again for the next album.
Already?
Yeah, we started. And,
okay. Don't you have us any break at all? Like maybe enjoy some rest?
No, it's no break. But yeah, it's still fun. And who knows what that would be when it's finished. And that's the fun part. Many bands maybe make the first album one more time, and some bands do totally different things or something in the middle. So it's fun and interesting. The songs come when we work.
Yeah, because it comes spontaneously. And of course, being already out, of course, people are already I read some really good reviews, so people are really reacting good to Course and Courage. In your own word, how we could describe the sound? Just in a it doesn't have to be like a labeling, like pulse, like describing the sound of Course and Courage.
Yeah, we try to kind of the punchy things in the drums and the bass, like foundation, and the guitars are both like big, but also like the melodies are kind of layered, and Fredrik's vocals are more like an instrument, not kind of been mixed like really loud, but it's more like a rhythm thing within the drums and bass. So I think we can adopt Fredrik in the drum and bass.
Maybe a typical band like this would tune the guitars more down, play darker. We actually tune like drop D. It's and it makes the sound like crispy and punchy but still I feel we managed to get the darkness through the songs without tuning everything down.
So. Because the music is great, and speaking for myself, I mean, I'm just someone that listens music, but of course that you released the first video that was a victim, I guess, and everything is out, so we can talk about the song because we don't have to say like, oh, what is the first. We can. This is the good thing about doing an interview after that album is released, because we can't talk. So, the lyric wise, in general, which is the main message that with the Course and Courage you wanted to send to the people out there, like which is the message, or say, look, this is our album and we want to say what?
Yeah, kind of the whole album and all the songs are about kind of the curse and courage thing, about being a little bit trapped in an everyday struggle, both personally, some mentally, and kind of to see the world and the society we live in, the contrast, to try to cope in to cope like everyone else probably does in different. So it's kind of a message to make people take care of each other, and
that's what we should do. The thing is that who actually will take care of each other instead of taking care of only ourselves. So this could be a message for people, maybe, just to reflect more on it, to just look to other people, say, okay, maybe the other person needs some, support somehow. Let's stand together. That's what we need.
Yeah, and kind of reflects the world that we live in. Like you just checking on in the news what's happening in
exactly.
Ukraine and the US, which what's happening in the world. So it's
it's
Yeah, I think everyone have some anger and struggles inside, and if this can be an inspiration to see that you're not alone, that's perfect. Or if it helps just a little bit, that's good. And then when I'm finished screaming, then
feel more released.
I can smile and go out.
Yeah, I mean that's a way. For example, since you are the singer, you're the drummer, that's your own way. Maybe I'm the listener, and I just start to, maybe someone that does that banging. Maybe someone else just scream with your, following yourself screaming in the song. But just simply just listening and let the people following with the song. Since of course you compose the music and release the music, usually we know that people should listen the album from the beginning to the end. That's how it should be. But if we want to, in your point of view, this album could be listened from the beginning to the end, or also people could pick, I don't know, a random song, I don't know, number 3, I don't know, let's say what is Neglect. I start from that, for example.
Yeah, I would always recommend to listen to the whole album.
Exactly.
We release singles because it's tactical and smart. But also that's the songs we will kind of recommend to, maybe if you want to hear one song just to check it out. They're more standalone kind of. But for me, the last song, Curse and Courage, right now, it's my favorite. But tomorrow maybe it's something else, or next month.
Of course. And if we would like to really just suggest to someone to get closer to your sound, let's say for example, people are watching and getting to know ARV for the first time, I don't know, throughout this interview or throughout, I don't know what else people are gonna take, snack bit for this interview. Which song we would like them to suggest to start, for example, with? Before, for example, I want to buy the I don't know, the physical copy, but before it, I want to listen the music, I don't know, on YouTube, on Spotify, whatever. Which song? Each one of you, so it's different. Don't copy each other. So you would like to suggest to the people?
For me, right now at least, I think it's the first one. It's Judgment, which is kind of the metally double bass things in the intro. Chaotic. Both Fredrik and Marius are screaming, and it's a kind of chaotic and big intro, which then goes into this dreamy landscape when we take it down, and more like Mastodon vibes in the middle, and so that's maybe a song that you can hear some of the more chaotic and metally, if I can say that stuff, but also the kind of slower and more post-metal kind of vibe. I guess.
If not the song Curse and Courage, because
you mentioned before.
It's maybe not the easiest one to get into, but Failure, for example. It's bone hard and kind of short. Is it short? Or does it feel short?
And really fun to play live.
Failure.
So and of course, like speaking about, you mentioned live. Before talking about the live shows or whatever, if you already play live, the album of we know it's been released, so we can it's out. I can't say the pre-order are open. No, pre-order are over, but people can still find the physical copy, right? Okay, so on Bandcamp or your website, there is everything they need to know to see and have to buy the physical copy.
The worldwide ordering from Tigernet. Tigernet.no. So it's,
and the links are on the ARV band.
Okay, so that
easy to get and easy to get info from us
so
the web or social media.
So still there are physical copy available, or so streaming whatever platform. I will never get to throughout this physical streaming platform. I'm old school. For me, like, where do you find in your own town? Request the copy at the the music store. There was a big thing, and that's how bands go worldwide, because you were going to the local shop and asking for that CD, or vinyl and then brought it from the opposite side of the world. But that was cool because, or maybe ended up, maybe you were going on in Japan and funny, what am I doing in Japan, you know, or in Sicily, what am I doing in Sicily? That's a cool thing. So it's something also that I suggest all the time to the people to do. If they want a physical copy and they can pre-order through the local store, it's a way to keep the music shop alive and also help the band to spread more physically.
Yeah.
So.
And I think it's kind of like when we were young and waiting for the CDs.
Exactly.
In the mail, like, okay, I've ordered this one, this CD coming to the woods in Trysil.
Because you're from Trysil, you didn't have a record store.
So we just going to mail every day. No, it didn't arrive this. So it's the Offspring CD coming. I remember when I was like 10 years old, going to the mail every day. So yeah, it's kind of different, but and the kids or humans listen and approach music now, which is like digital, Spotify and everything.
It's faster. Of course, helps to connect in a fastest way. Maybe 15 years ago, 20 years ago, an interview like this would have required both of us traveling to a live shows or maybe an exchange of letters, like maybe 2 years or 6 months. Now it's faster. That's a good thing for promoting, but there was something muting the waiting and all organizing everything. And before ending, talking about the live show, for the moment, I mean, I think you already played some live show for the releasing of the CD, or you have to start now? Like there are going to be some live show in the summer festival. What's going on? What can you say, of course?
Yeah, we have booked shows for the fall. It's not announced, but it will happen. But now in our hometown Oslo, we have released the 24th of May at Goldie.
24th of May.
So that's our first show after the record was released.
Okay.
So we will celebrate there, and then celebrate in other towns later this year.
And then I think you already start to writing the second album, but like I said, there is gonna be maybe I don't know, a European kind of middle North European tour, also in Norway, some Norwegian tour maybe planned. Somehow.
The Norwegian tour is planned, but not announced. Okay. And we're working with booking. We have a company now. So
they can allow you
do something more as soon as possible.
Of course. I mean, when it's gonna be all the live shows announced, we are gonna update it. Maybe I'm gonna be in Finland, Norway by then, in Trysil. That's what I really hope, because I'm done here. I'm tired. So probably we're gonna update before the end of August. Okay, we're gonna update the end of August to see what's going on. And I'm gonna maybe have a Trysil. Hello.
That would be cool.
That sounds good.
Yeah. So what can I say? Thank you so much, and it was really nice to talk to both of you. Probably we're gonna meet somewhere in Norway, and have a good rest of the day, and good luck for the release, the 24th.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks a lot for having us.
It was a pleasure. Bye, guys.
Bye.